understand there's one thing that could actually hold it back. We're going to have that story ahead right here on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
An Aiken church group is okay after their bus rolled over on the way back from a church retreat. The group was from St. John United Methodist in Aiken, and a group of about 5 kids and adults were driving in yesterday afternoon. The first responders tell us the bus had a mechanical problem. The bus went off the road, flipped on its side. As you can see, firefighters say luckily no one was hurt, likely because the bus was going very slowly as it tipped over. But really a miracle everybody's okay. I think right now a local vigil calls for peace in Ukraine. This is members from the Interfaith Fellowship, the Progressive Religious Coalition, and the CSRA Peace Affiliate all coming together to make this happen today. They're at the intersection of Walton Way Extension and Jackson Road. They'll be out there until 6, bringing the community together to call for peace. So if you see drive by, honk, give them some love there for a good cause. Meanwhile, Ukrainian negotiators say
a shocker today from the Atlanta Falcons. A wide receiver, Wrdw, suspended for the 2022 season for betting on games.
NFL games, not good. Nick Wrdw here with reaction from Ridley himself and what this means for the Falcons.
What it means for Ridley is the loss of his 2022 salary, more than $11 million. For the Falcons, this is a surprising twist in a complicated relationship with their star wide receiver. The NFL issued a statement today saying, in part, there's nothing more fundamental to the NFL's success and the reputation of everybody associated with our league than upholding the integrity of the game. A league investigation found Ridley bet on games while taking time away from the team to focus on his mental health. Ridley sat out all but 5 games in 2021, citing mental health reasons. The Falcons released a statement saying they've been aware of the league's investigation since February 9th. There had been talks of the Falcons possibly trading Ridley this offseason, but you'd have to imagine that's going to be tough to do now. Ridley can apply for reinstatement next February. Now, while this news was breaking, took his thoughts. He said he only bet $1,500. He doesn't have a gambling problem. He later go on to say he knows he was wrong, but he's getting a 1-year suspension. Now, with the NFL draft next month, it'll be interesting to see what impact this could have on what Atlanta chooses to do with those draft picks.
Wow, just shocking news there out of Atlanta. Thanks for that, Nick. An undercover operation now in the spotlight after Richmond County investigators make dozens of arrests today.
The investigation took years to complete and several agencies teamed up. Our Sloan Cohn joins live in the newsroom now to bring us a sense of the scope of these arrests. Sloan?
A 2-year-long undercover investigation taking down Tyrone Guy's drug trafficking organization. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office, Narcotic Division, the FBI Safe Street Gang Task Force, and Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms all worked together to put several drug trafficking suspects behind bars. They executed 18 search warrants and seized nearly 3 pounds of cocaine, over 5 ounces of MDMA, over 3.5 ounces of meth, over 8 ounces of marijuana, 43 oxycodone pills, Xanax pills, 9 guns, and over $50,000 in cash in 7 cars. The sheriff says most of these suspects were carrying or had a gun during these alleged drug trafficking activities, and he said, quote, "The gun-related violence fueled by such organizations have to be eliminated for our communities to find peace and safety." The majority of the arrests were made throughout Commissioner Jordan Johnson's district. He says he's for everything the sheriff's office is doing, but we have to do more as a community.
So I hope that, we have opportunity now to discuss what, cleaning up our streets look like. And that discussion certainly should happen with the commission and the sheriff's office together. Because at the end of the day, we have to make sure that our neighborhoods are clean and that they're free from crime. And hopefully we'll get to a much better place in our neighborhoods.
Johnson says we can't just stop at incarceration. We need to present preventative solutions like more after-school resources, job fairs, and drug accountability courses. And I'm working on a story coming up on News 12 at 6 o'clock, diving deeper into this investigation and what it means for our community.
Sloan O'Connor in the newsroom for us. Sloan, thank you. Big plans for a big plot of land in Aiken County. How owners hope it'll be more than just a golf course.
And as we head into the next couple of days, we're going to be talking about some cooler temperatures.
Model pro golfer locally, giving back to the community where he lives. The Kevin and Brittany Kisner Foundation just announcing their 2022 grant recipients. Every year the foundation, founded by the Aiken pro golfer, chooses local organizations to donate to. This year they're benefiting groups and organizations including Aiken Parks and Rec, the Aiken Rotary Club, and the Salvation Army Cross Center. First Tee of Augusta and Aiken also on the list. The Kisners giving back through golf.
They do so much good work around this area. You can spend a lot of time and money driving all over town looking for the lowest gas prices, but coming up, how an app could help save you a lot of both.
The Live by Camera Network is brought to you by Mountaineer Pest Services.
I had a friend once in a conversation.
Gas prices in Georgia averaging nearly $4 a gallon, so everybody is looking to save money by shopping around.
But how do you find the lowest price without driving all over town? Jamie Tucker puts the Gas Buddy app to the test.
Driving across town searching for the lowest gas price defeats the purpose of saving money. You can spend a lot more than you save burning through what's in the tank. A Gas Buddy is one of the oldest apps in the App Stores, launching 22 years ago. It claims to save you time and money by showing prices at the pump reported by other users. Near me, Gas Buddy says prices range from $3.44 to $3.99 a gallon. But how accurate is Gas Buddy? This station's latest reported price is $3.39 a gallon. But when I got there, it was 40 cents higher. If the price hasn't been updated in a few days, the app isn't going to be accurate, especially in times like this when prices go up about 10 cents a day. Like other crowdsourcing apps, the more people who use the app, the more accurate Gas Buddy's prices will be. Gas Buddy can also help you save by using one of its gas cards, which you have to apply for and use it to pay. Users also leave reviews to help you find low prices, food, and clean gas stations. Yes, Gas Buddy can save you money, but only if other people are using it too. I'm Jamie Tucker, and Gas Buddy is the app of the day.
It's as good as the user. How about
Right, yeah, I mean, and like you said, it's changing so quickly right now. It's
Good
hard
luck
to
keeping up.
trust. Yeah. Prom night, not just a night out on the dance floor. For so many high school girls, prom is about getting glamorous.
Yeah, Savannah Louie brings us the story of one Atlanta area teenager who's helping make prom dreams a reality.
It's very important. I've always been planning my prom. High school senior Janelle Miranda may have dreamt about prom for years, but she's still struggling with one big decision.
Something, more modern, black, maybe mermaid style, maybe poofy.
The dress, but purchasing a glamorous gown can feel like a luxury.
Most people can't afford real expensive prom dresses. Sometimes people can't afford it, or they just want to come and look for a nice dress, and some people don't always have the right dress at the prom store.
14-year-old Serenity Cadigan says she organized a prom dress giveaway to make sure no young ladies are left out. The partnership with Henry County Library provided nearly 1,000 dresses, accessories, and shoes for free.
They're leaving here with a lot of dresses, and they're beautiful and amazing.
While Serenity isn't old enough to experience her own prom yet, she's familiar with the special night, organizing a virtual prom for students in 2020. A special evening bringing a little normalcy for others her age.
It's something that everybody needs in the world for right now.
And when she's old enough, she'll certainly be ready for prom.
Yes, love that.
Nearly 90 girls signed up for that pop-up event.
Yeah, especially it's tough times right now. Not everybody can afford the dress, but they certainly should be able to go to the prom.
Good program. Good idea.
Okay, still ahead, weather. What's up, Anthony?
We're going to be talking about some showers, Laura, as we go through the rest of this evening. Maybe even a rumble of thunder for some of our western counties as well. Now that you get radar and the 7-day when you come back.
Are you turning 65?
Ends Wednesday, March 16th.
Is there anything else you need? Just let us know. Lord Equipment is your trusted source for all your outdoor power equipment needs.
Not only do we offer the best sales and service in the area,
We also carry all the top brands and products from Exmark, Husqvarna, Steel, and more.
and if you're not looking to buy, we offer many choices on rental equipment too. With a reputation for quality products,
Awesome customer service and competitive prices.
Laurelwood, your #1 choice for power equipment.
All right, what do we got?
.com!
A Georgia man heading to federal prison, and it all comes down to a Pokemon card.
Things you probably regret. A man from Lawrence County admitted he lied to get a COVID disaster relief loan, then used most of that money to buy a Pokemon card. Yes, just one. Just one. He's sentenced to 3 years in prison after pleading guilty to one count of wire fraud.
That loan was for $85,000. He spent nearly $60,000 to buy a Pokemon card, and yeah, if you're curious, it was Charizard. He did not get to keep it. So even after all that, off to federal prison, and we'll take your card back.
What I've learned from this story is, one, tell the truth, that's pretty basic, and two, I should have held on to some of those Pokemon cards that were spinning around.
People are thinking about those drawers right now. They're packed away somewhere in the kids' room.
I had a whole binder full of Pokemon cards, and I think they were just basic stuff there, but nothing that was worth, would you guys say $66,000?
Nearly $60,000.
That is insane, just for one Pokemon card. Just
And a free trip to federal prison, too.
And a free trip to federal prison. What are you going to do for $66,000? Wow, pretty crazy stuff there. We'll talk about the weather as we go through the rest of this.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
It's happening on a greater rate and a greater scale. That's how U.S. officials describe the Russian attacks on Ukraine. It's been 11 days since the invasion began, and Ukrainians here at home are praying their loved ones make it out safely.
As attacks worsen, gas prices escalate here at home. We're seeing prices reach near record levels. Local businesses are bearing the brunt of that.
But first, a massive drug bust 2 years in the making here at home. Today, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office announced 19 arrests from an undercover operation. Sloan O'Cone live in the studio with us with more on this operation. Sloan.
They worked with the FBI and ATF to take down what they call the Tyrone Guys drug trafficking organization. All 19 face federal and state charges. Most of the arrests were in Jordan Johnson's district. He says he hopes this opens up an opportunity for change. 18 search warrants, nearly 3 pounds of cocaine, MDMA, meth, marijuana, oxycodone pills, Xanax, 9 guns, 7 cars, and over $50,000 in cash, all seized.
Oh my God, what is going on? And unfortunately, this is just, something that's been going on for quite some time. But I'm glad that our law enforcement professionals have been on the job, making sure that we have safe neighborhoods.
Sheriff Richard Roundtree says the gun violence from these organizations has to be eliminated for our communities to find peace and safety. He says most of these defendants were carrying or owned a gun, and a lot of our gun-related violence is because of them.
We have teenagers dead on the streets. We have blood on the streets, and there was 20-year-old blood, 21-year-old blood, 8-year-old blood. So at the end of the day, we have got to figure out what measures we can support to prevent folks from going into this style of life.
A lifestyle that leads to this. Charges of trafficking cocaine, intent to distribute, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. The list goes on for Tyrone Guy, a.k.a. Pit Stick, and the rest of his trafficking suspects.
Continue to see headlines like this. I'm grateful for the Sheriff's Office and the work that they've done to clean our neighborhoods up, but we can't just stop at incarceration. We have to work to keep folks from getting into this trouble. And we've asked since January about what commissioners could do. A few have brought it up, but no new initiatives have come up yet.
A lot of faces there. Sloan, thanks for the update. Augusta Mayor Hardy Davis.
From those families here at home worried about their families thousands of miles away puts our problems in perspective. And one of those problems right now for local families is prices at the pump. You've seen how the conflict in Ukraine is impacting us here at home. This is a map of gas prices right now. This is Gas Buddy if you're looking for the cheapest gas. Some stations charging up to $4.09 a gallon right now. So, yeah, that's both sides of the river. And we know South Carolina is typically cheaper, but right now it is kind of steady across the board. It is some high dollar prices popping up here around $3.99, $4.16 out here towards Doctors Hospital. So experts believe the prices are only going to keep going up. They're telling us to expect $5 soon. Claire Allen live at the Costco gas station for us. And Claire, you talked to some local businesses who say they're really starting to feel the impact too.
Yeah, Laura, as you can see, the line is wrapped around Costco's parking lot. People trying to fill up those tanks. The gas here is $3.79 a gallon. Some local business owners I talked to say they are looking to make some changes.
We've had to go up on delivery charges quite a bit.
Local business owner Mickey Edwards says high gas prices left him no choice. He had to double delivery prices for his flower shop.
Gas prices have definitely affected our delivery charges. 13 months ago, we were at $10 delivery. We're at $20.
AU's economic professor Jonathan Leitner says gas prices will continue to rise.
They could potentially go higher, partly depending upon how long the conflict with Ukraine goes.
Professor Leitner says prices rise because of the conflict in Ukraine and people expecting prices to go up.
With coronavirus happening and then this Ukrainian conflict happening, you've got two major things happening at once that make for a very uncertain situation. We are in uncertain times.
Business owners like Mickey hope something changes soon.
So we got to wake up and smell the roses.
And just like gas prices, be on the lookout for some other items might be higher prices such as cereal and bread. Ukraine and Russia do supply those items all around the country.
Clear, thanks again. That Costco price you mentioned for Costco members only, so it's a discount on top of what we're already seeing around town. Well, coming up in sports, an all-CSRA state championship, Butler, West Side. We're going to hear from both coaches about what this means for the city.
Time and temp.
Then a cold front moves through, bringing us some breezy conditions Friday night in through Saturday morning. Our temperatures cool down into the 50s for Sunday afternoon. Then we start to see more of that sunshine.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
The Butler and West Side boys basketball teams have played 3 times this season. When they meet on the court for the 4th time in Macon, it'll be for the 2A state title. Butler has gotten the better of West Side in recent years, winning 8 straight matchups before this season's region championship. The Patriots finally got their revenge, winning the region title game on Butler's home floor last month. The teams say there is a bit of personal element to this game, given they know each other so well, but they're just trying to treat it like any other game. As they do their final practices and walkthroughs before Thursday's matchup, the coaches talked about how big it is to have 2 Augusta teams playing for a state championship.
In recent years, probably forever, Atlanta's pretty much been, running things in almost all sports. It's great to let the world know that we play pretty decent ball here in Augusta also.
Definitely good for the city. The guys seem to be very excited because they know a lot of the guys on that team. Augusta, I hope y'all come out and enjoy the game. Whether you're a Butler fan or a West Side fan, we represent Augusta.
Coming up on News 12 at 11 o'clock, we'll hear from some of the players about what this crosstown rivalry means to them. Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Calvin
That you might see on your ballot in May.
Interesting time of year. We'll see what shakes down after this week is up. Kennedy, thanks. Mock services at SRS will have to pay the government $10 million. The lawsuit alleges the subcontractor Y Services would charge millions for materials that did not exist, and then Mox would submit false charges for those non-existent materials to the federal government for payment. Since this is a settlement, Mox and Y Services do not admit any liability for what the lawsuit alleges. Kids at the Children's Hospital of Georgia waiting for a life-saving donation, and you may not know it, but adults can donate a kidney to help a child as well.
Zana Halliburton met up with a girl who was on the transplant list for a couple of years and shares her message of hope.
After we got home, a couple hours later, the doctor called my mom and said, "You need to bring her back to the hospital. Her kidneys are failing."
After celebrating her 13th birthday, what Destiny Jackson thought was a stomach bug turned out to be advanced kidney disease.
The doctor ended up telling my mom later, if you would have waited a little bit longer, maybe a day or two, we would not have been able to save her.
Destiny's kidneys were failing and she was put immediately on the transplant list. She moved from Maryland to Augusta and started going to the Children's Hospital of Georgia.
Since I didn't really have much of a social life, it was harder for me to communicate, especially with my doctors or people I didn't know. But when it came to Children's, it was a lot easier because they sort of catered to me and my situation.
Less than a year later, a donor had been found for Destiny and she was able to receive a kidney transplant at 15 years old. CHOG is only one of 2 programs in the state of Georgia providing kidney transplants.
We want to grow and expand this program to make an nephrology center of excellence, and all these things wouldn't be possible without a strong community support.
Most transplants are performed using a deceased donor's kidneys. However, more kids like Destiny can be helped if more living donors step up.
The living kidneys last long, the complications are less. If we get a kidney from a deceased patient, they are equally good as well. But our children have to be on the list for a considerable period of time before a good match kidney comes up for them.
Dr. Mirza says the entire process is shorter with living donors. As for Destiny, her kidneys came from a deceased donor.
Even though one life was taken, another one was reimbursed. So I really do appreciate it from the family.
Reporting in Augusta, Zana Halliburton, on your side.
All right, Zana, thanks so much for sharing her story. As we go through the rest of this evening, we're going to be watching the chance for a few scattered showers tonight and through the next couple of days. Final look at that forecast when we come back.
You're watching News 12 on your side.
Until you or someone